Sir, here is deliverable 2 from cadets Kevin Blash and Andrew Irwin.
So to start, whoever puts this in will put in their rank, followed by the years of service, and they'll come up with a pay. Whatever pay they should receive at that rank.
And this pay, as you can see, will make the thing bigger. Here, pay. It looks this up through VLOOKUP. And as you can see, it looks at B2, the cell right here, to look at for the rank, and then indexes 2015 basic pay, which is a separate sheet we have within this document, or this Excel document right here. And then additionally, it looks up the cell, which is linked to this N14, which is actually a number of years of service that we got from this. And then next, it asks how many dependents, or if you have dependents or not, and a zip code in order to look up, and an MHA in order to look up the BAH, which, if you can see here, it says if N15 is greater than 1, then N6, and if not, then N8. This is because this actually spits out a number, 1 or 2, depending on whether or not there's dependents or not. So if N15 is greater than 1, then it takes you to the one without dependents, which is linked to a sheet BH without. However, if you do have dependents and it's less than 1, then it links you to this one. So that's how we kind of got around that little curveball that it threw at us with dependents or not.
Next, look at language level. If they have a certain, they will have a certain proficiency in a language, 2, 2+, or 3. The user can click on whichever one they want to, whichever one qualifies for them and which language list they have, and that'll give them, it'll bring up a certain pay that will be added onto their current base pay. Below that, we also have jump. If they're jump qualified, and if they are, they click yes. If they're not, they click no. If they're yes, then they get $150 extra a month. If no, then they do not get any extra pay in terms of their paycheck. They also look at if they're dive qualified for enlisted as well as officer. They have different jobs under the dive qualification. If they're enlisted dive qualified, depending on the job they get a certain amount of enlisted, or a certain amount of pay added to their base pay. If they're an officer, they get a different amount added to their base pay.
And then another big aspect was the retirement aspect of this. So we have this cell that is estimated years until ETS, which is like end of service, and then graded ETS. So then we use these two things to make a VLOOKUP, still on basic pay, but it uses the graded ETS as well as this cell over here, R28, which is years of service, to look up that pay at ETS. And then all of these combined give us the value for our military service.
So this concludes our presentation.